Hello, and here's some words I'm going to say to make it sound as if got this all prepared.
Yeah, we got notes, so we're prepared.
Yeah, there's
Damn it!
words on screens and stuff.
Yeah,
That's what word is what.
I almost did notes for an entire movie, so we're fucking prepared.
Wow, you're on fire.
I know. It's funny. You can tell where I stopped considering the movie and just watched the movie.
Oh dear, man. God, I'm ready for a sleep, and you're just woken up, and there's something about the sun's just come out.
I'm about ready for that again too. I feel you.
At least my camera's better than last night. I streamed last night, and the friggin' image was just distorted, and I was really annoyed.
And no idea why. It just did.
No, because the light just hits the window at a certain point, and I'm like, oh, fuck. This is bad. And now it's starting to heat up, and I'm starting to get sleepy, and I'm like, but if I open the window, it's going to like let noise in.
Yeah, that sucks.
I don't want fans and stuff going, so it's like, got to talk about all the important stuff, you know what I mean, before people with this horror shit.
Right. I mean, that is the real horror, is weather change. It's pretty miserable.
Yeah, that's people get really upset about it these days. Oh no, it's changed.
Right. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of the same way. It's like, just give me gloomy fall weather year round, I'll be happy.
Yeah, just nice temperate. Don't change
my routine. I could wear a jacket, I could not wear a jacket, whatever. It'd be nice.
It's not a survival mission to like step outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well, fun and games. How's life treating you?
It's been all right, and just keeping busy. How's things on your side of the pond?
The usual shite.
Yeah.
Yeah, just and everyone's all excited. We're getting an election, so fucking it's going to be politics for the next 6 weeks.
Oh fuck!
And it's just going to take over everything.
That shit, man. It's too much. Like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I used to follow politics like people follow sports. I just can't do it anymore. I don't got it in me. It's like, just let it all burn.
Yeah, it's like fucking honestly, if this place wasn't so condensed, you know, and overcrowded, I like the idea of a cabin in the woods sort of thing. Just be plot of land. Fucking leave me alone. I'll grow my own stuff.
Yeah, man, that's the dream. That is definitely the dream.
Give me a lake to fish in. Bow and arrow if I need to, you know what I mean? Set up a few snares every so often. Job done.
Oh yeah.
Pack of dogs.
Yeah, that sounds magical. I love the idea of living out a Wizard in the Woods fantasy. Like, that's what I want in life. Just out in the middle of the forest, growing pumpkins, smoking weed. I don't know, just doing nothing but living away from society. Just sounds beautiful.
Just living, just actually, right? Okay.
Well, that too.
Living today, you know what I mean? Just right. What am I going to do? I'm going to feed myself. I'm going to heat myself up. I'm going to do repair. Just live a life.
Yeah.
I'm just sick of people yapping over nothing. And a lot of it is nothing.
Yeah.
A lot of it's manufactured and rah rah, go our team, rah rah. It's like, for fuck's sake, leave me alone.
Yeah. That's ridiculous.
But it could be worse. I don't know if you've keep up to date with certain YouTubers. Not
oh yes, I have.
the Law Channel.
Oh my god.
I came familiar with him, the whole Amber Turd thing. And also because that whole nerd sphere, you know, he ended up fucking everywhere and you couldn't get rid of the bloke. But it's actually funny because people are just showing his decline, just fucking healthy to just in bits. And kind of reminds me of certain things, but watching from afar.
Yeah.
By, and I'm like,
it's a bit of parallels.
Yeah, and it is actually that it just takes a year just to watch somebody completely break, given their addictions. You're like, what the hell? Like, people are watching it live too.
Yeah, I think that's the weirdest part about all of that shit going on. It's just how connected everything is nowadays. So it's like, yeah, you're literally watching live somebody's decline. It's like, God, what a world we live in.
Yeah, I thought it was funny staying up for 48 hours and being sleep deprived and people watching mine, but that was only like short term and it was
Right.
easy repairable with a night's sleep.
Mhm.
But they actually go to those depths. That's why I stopped drinking last year because I'm like, you know, when you see too much of it now, and the fears there that it's going to happen to you,
Mhm.
and you're like, I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want to end up like that.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, I'm out.
Yeah, I usually hit that point every couple of years, and then I'll stop for a few months because it's like, yeah, that's a road I don't need to go down again.
Yeah, I never went down it the first time, thankfully. But I've seen the actually, it was when I was in the army was the worst because I
I believe
realized alcohol was a crutch because it didn't fucking like anybody. So I was in a profession where you didn't like anybody, but you spent 24 hours a day with them.
hmm
So I drank a lot.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the MO
Was
for armed services.
Yeah, it was kind of fucking make time disappear. You know what I mean? And I'm
hmm
like, but yeah, watching that Ricada bloke and bloody hell, it's tragic. He's not a pleasant person. He started a lot of shit for no reason. Just
hmm
a lot of clickbait stuff. And once you get down that road, that's why I'm not even remotely interested in doing clickbait or that sort of shit or
hmm
paying fucking scammers.
Yeah.
Which
Are you sure? Because I kind of
um
feel like there's a need for it.
yeah, well a few people have been trying, they've been consistent.
Oh my God. Yeah,
So
it's so annoying.
this is only became a phenomena like about a month or so ago.
Yeah, getting notifications daily over that shit. It's like, man, people are really engaging. Oh wait, no, they're not.
Yeah. Over in Rumble, it's just really lit. It's like the old YouTube back in the day. And friggin' hell. And you can just tell these are copy and paste friggin' messages. Wow,
hmm
incredible. Sorry for barging in on your channel. You really have fantastic and incredible videos, but you need to pay me money to get more views.
hmm
And I'm like, would you ever fuck away off?
Yeah.
I tried being snarky. I tried being smart and going, wow, your movie, quick, whatever.
hmm
Trying to type in the same way they do. Like the videos are only up for seconds. And it used to be that I never even kept an eye on Rumble because it automatically ported from YouTube. But then those two platforms started fighting with each other because Rumble's getting too big and YouTube doesn't like it. So they stopped that
hmm
function. So I have to physically upload. So whenever I do the audio podcast, the Spotify,
hmm
I just do Rumble as well. You know what I mean? It's just open two tabs at the same time. But yeah, last month has just been getting ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been so much with the fucking those spam messages.
Yeah, and then the thing is, they're not bots because they answer back. Yeah, this guy friggin' like so bad. He messaged me about 3 times. I wait for your message. What
Yeah,
the
that
hell do you
shit.
think you're?
Like,
How
who the
does
fuck
this
falls
work?
for that shit? That's the
Yeah,
thing I want to get. Like, the thing I want to know. It's like, who does that actually fucking work on?
I know there's a whole thing with bots, but friggin' YouTube punishes you for it. And I'm pretty sure Rumble's the same. It's all the same thing. It's not about you can have all the subscribers of the day, but if people aren't watching your stuff, it doesn't matter.
hmm
Because that's what the monetize. If you want to get monetized, that's what it's based on is the amount of watch time compared to the ads and stuff.
Yeah.
So and this is like old school sort of like back in the day, like the algorithms have changed nearly 10 years ago from this shit. Having the subscribers isn't enough. You need people to actually watch
Yeah.
what you put out, and if they don't watch it, means they're not interested. So there's no point anyway. And if these people, what they'll do, they'll have somebody over in India that like subscribes to 20, 50 accounts or 100 accounts, and they pay them money.
That's got to be it.
Or they're fake, sock puppet accounts. So somebody's made like 500 fake accounts.
Well, it's like actually keeping up with it. It's like that. That seems like just so much fucking effort. Especially because I can't imagine there's like a huge payoff like with this shit, unless they steal your identity. In which case, that would make sense.
Yeah, I give up. And I'm just like, would you ever freaking piss off? Like, I don't even bother being polite anymore because I'm burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
Like because I clip these, and put them up as separate videos, as news articles. So when I clip that, I bet you one of the fuckers will comment on
it. I fucking hope so.
So do I. I'll just be like, brilliant.
I finished watching the video. There's a special message for you at the end. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I did it the news editor. I'm like, I'm not paying you. What do you think is going to happen? It's not going. I know marketing people, and if I'm going to pay for marketing, I'll pay a professional that I know and trust.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hi, copy and paste scammer. Your scam is amazing. I'll message you my credit card details immediately. And they don't give up. Like, and this isn't the only one, but apologize for delayed response. It wasn't where you messaged me. Please rest assured I'm not copy and paste scammer. To build trust, we can start with demo project. I've had about 10 offers of demo projects. I'm like, no, take the hint. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's like clearly I'm telling you to go fuck yourself, but I'm being funny about it.
Well, I'm just using the algorithm to get engagement. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've noticed you copy and paste scammers. Never apologize for your crap messages, which are really annoying. Doesn't even face them. Look, they just fucking crack on.
I mean, gotta give them that. At least they're loyal to the hustle.
I wish I had the tenacity. I'd be a millionaire by now if I had that sort of tenacity, just to be like,
right,
not be even remotely bothered by whatever anybody says.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be great. But yeah, they're really friggin' annoying. I'm getting pissed off, and my problem is I don't want it to go the YouTube route. I don't want that level of censorship that YouTube has, and Facebook and Instagram and all them other platforms, because it's crap. They go too far. But these arseholes need to just piss off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, shit's so goddamn annoying.
Yeah, so there you go. There's that. Just thought I'd share it with folks. And if you're over in Rumble, obviously, say hello and friggin' tell the scammers to piss off because they're really annoying.
Or pretend to be a scammer. That's funny too.
Yeah, now we can pretend to have like a whole conversation. And what we'll do is pretend to be a scammer and message on theirs with a better offer. And then I'll pretend to go, wow, yes, I'll take it.
Oh man, that'd be great.
In fact, I'll give them a pretend tip that's actually worth more than what the original scam was, and just to watch them lose their minds.
Oh, that'd be great.
It would need me. Honestly, I would really stir the pot if I could be bothered. But I'd rather just make content and talk about shit.
Yeah, it's like that's the whole point.
I know there's the whole scam baiting phenomenon. I used to watch that, but it got very repetitive. I don't know if you ever watched any of those guys, Pierogi and what's the other one? Akers loads of them.
Yeah, I've seen some shit. It always makes me giggle, like when the scammer starts to get mad at them. It's like, man, you're already ruining someone's day. Fuck you for getting pissed off. Like I'm not gonna lie, I do that shit with phone calls. If I'm doing nothing at work and I get a scam call, I'll let it play out and then just fuck with them. Like my favorite was always the extended car warranty. I'd go through the whole rigmarole with them, and then when I tell them that I have an '88 Oldsmobile, they get mad and yell at me and then hang up. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, did I waste your time? Fucking turds.
Yeah, I just can't be bothered.
Mm.
Like, if you're outside the circle, I don't want to talk to you. You know what I mean? That's just even through this, I know I should be engaging more with this thing, but it's just so draining sometimes that it just
Yeah, being social's hard.
Yeah. It's weird that I am one of the most antisocial people that exists out there. Yet I do this shit. It's just
Mhm.
I can't figure it out myself why. Because I don't have this narcissistic need for attention. Because I'm quite happily just to be left alone.
Right.
I think because there's not much. Do you know? There's not much crap out there that I thought I might as well just do it myself.
I mean, good enough reason.
Anyway, talking of crap.
Yeah, talking of crap.
Yeah, let's.
This is on one hand, it's like, ooh, cool, James Wan.
Oh, you're going to the other one?
Oh wait, never mind. Nope, just kidding. I am looking at the wrong article. Yeah, that's article.
my best buddy. Ridley Scott is back. He is just the third that will not flush. But the people more. Do you know what? The people more thought into this article than he did for Prometheus and the other one, Covenant.
I agree. Yeah, Covenant. Yeah, that was. I still am having a hard time deciding which one I hate more. Like, I have never been able to come to terms with it because Prometheus, on one hand, is a snooze fest. But Covenant was just like, what the fuck were you thinking with this pacing and this setup? Like, this doesn't make sense.
It's utter freaking stupidity from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I said it was something like it's like the Sci-Fi Channel made a knockoff, but then that's not fair in the Sci-Fi Channel.
No, Sci-Fi at least has this quirky humor that you understand that they're in on the joke.
Yeah.
That was fucking serious.
He's wanting to, I don't know what his friggin' deal is. But yeah, Ridley Scott working on another Alien series. I bet you the Noah Hawley stuff really pissed him off. Like, this guy's got an ego like nobody's business. And I bet you that the one I reported on, the Noah Hawley thing, talking about he's not going to regard Prometheus or Covenant.
Yeah,
and go back to the way it was. And I think that just rattled his cage.
Probably. And it's like, that's fine. Those movies, they still exist. They're still there. Just, some people don't like them. And if somebody does a thing that doesn't tie in with that, that's okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, a report from Daniel Richman, whoever that is, claims that Ridley Scott is working on another Alien series and that he might actually be more involved this time around, even directing episodes. Woo! This is a far contrast to Noah Hawley's upcoming untitled Alien series. I thought it was going to be called Alien. I could have sworn he confirmed it was going to be called Alien. Never been that inventive.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Colin. I don't think this person's actually a journalist or knows anything. Like, for this to be considered an article,
but it's words on the screen. I mean, it website.
Is. It definitely is.
This is not the worst article I have rejected this week. I have tried to record 3 different articles and I gave up because they've hurt my brain. Like, I legit pressed delete on about 3 articles this week because the fucking writing was just too much. Even I couldn't do it, and I like taking the piss out of some of the shitty writing that appears. But even I couldn't do it.
That's great. Yeah,
one was about the Crow, and I read the article, and I just my friggin' eye started to bleed from the fucking pain.
It's always fun when you get moments like that where it's like, do I continue or do I just stop and not want to kill myself later?
It's like, do I really need to make this content? Do I really need those clicks? I can always pay my Rumble friends, you know what I mean? Rather than going through this. Why bother putting in the work? Alien series, which Scott is only executive producing and not that creatively involved. Hawley's series is due for an early 2025, arriving on FX and Hulu. Like, that's it.
That's an article. It's like, that's called a rumor. That's not an article.
Yeah. There's more in the comments.
Right. Yeah, the comments are great. Like, that's my favorite part of this article is, going off on other shit like Furiosa.
Yeah, dude, stop. And then a whole discussion happens about Furiosa. I completely say this is how much people don't give a shit about Ridley Scott making anything.
Right. They keep going. They're talking about cartoons.
Yeah, God,
fucking Barbie, everything everywhere all at once.
except, yeah,
That's great.
uh,
And I can never tell if Janeth is for real or not.
you can't tell. Like, who the hell sets up an account on what is this anyway? World of Real.
Uh-huh.
Who sets up an account in these sites and then sits in comments and articles?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm loving these comments. I'm going down a little bit further than I've gone before, and it's great. And now it's becoming a racist thing.
You had to mention EEAAO. Expect an announcement of a sequel soon. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I was wondering about that because there's a bunch of comments about that shit.
Yeah. Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
That was a good movie.
It was fucking great. I was actually just talking about that last night with someone.
That was a cool movie.
Yeah, they're talking about a possible sequel, and it's like, I don't think we need a sequel.
Lightning in the bottle, leave it alone. This is what you do, Hollywood.
Well, the
you
thing
make
was
one good thing and you fucking beat it to death.
Well, it's like the movie, it's essentially a woman's journey through just utter despair, and at the end she makes it out alive. We're gonna put her through that shit again? Like, that's fucked up. Now, I mean, if the sequel was just nothing but the hot dogs hands universe, I'd fucking watch that for an hour and a half. Like, that shit's so goddamn funny. I get targeted ads occasionally for the A24 shop, and that's always like the first thing on the list is the hot dog hands, fingers, gloves. And it's like, fuck, I need a set of those.
Jamie Lee Curtis still, like, she deliberately dieted herself down. She still looks hot.
Yeah.
And that's just like...
the funny thing is, when we went and saw it, it was one of those moments where my wife looks over at me. She's like, still? I was like, still.
As if there was a question.
Yeah, it's like, I don't give a fuck. I mean, God, look at Carrie Fisher. I'd go find her urn, drill a hole in it, and still fucking give her a mediocre.
There's loads of her picture. Do you know what's really tragic at the moment? I know we're going off on a tangent, but actually it's better than talking about Ridley Scott. Let's be honest. There are loads of cosplays out at the moment with the slave bikini dress.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, use are nothing. Stop it, girls. Use are only wee girls. Use are just tryhards. Use are nothing compared to Carrie Fisher. Carrie Fisher owned that.
Mm-hmm.
And there will never be another Carrie Fisher.
No.
Stop trying. You're just embarrassing yourselves. And they're trying to push it all out.
I don't know, man.
And you're like, no, you're not Carrie Fisher. Go away.
I'm gonna say something very controversial, but I'm gonna not agree
on this show.
I think
this,
and I strongly feel that they not only should have the right, but they should have the desire to make that costume and wear it as much as possible. Like, it's something I feel very strongly about. So don't listen to him, young women of the internet. Wear slave Leia costumes.
We're not very we're not very much on Instagram anyway. But it's just you're just always going to be compared, and you're always going to feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go back to your feet pics.
Someone's got to make a living somehow. Damn it! I understand.
Well,
if mine were prettier, I'd totally
just
be on feet
out there. Just retire already. You see now, oh man, nobody cares anymore about the dead French. Yeah, we stopped caring about 5 minutes ago into the article. I think the second sentence was like, yeah, no longer care.
Yeah, that's just. Oh yeah, I guess it is 3 sentences. Okay, but yeah, just God, this is like, you think you're a journalist? You're not.
The comment section has made more of the article than you made of the article.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I usually don't go through the comments because I don't give a fuck. But this is pretty funny.
Yeah. I hope they're not getting paid for this.
Yeah.
I'd want my money back if they're... Imagine subscribing to this if there was a subscription thing.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That was fun. Yeah, go away, Ridley. Go and give your head a good shake.
Right. It's like, the thing is, you made good movies at one point. Just leave it be.
Yeah, there was something about these old directors coming back, and it's like, just quit. I know the new ones are shit, but it's your fault because of your nepotism. You are so terrified of your empire shaking that you just hired a load of shit. You silly, crusty bastards. Now you're just trying to relive your glory years. And it's like, just stop. Give it up. And also,
For,
how bad are you with your finances if you still need to be making stuff into your like 70s and 80s? Like, if you haven't got your nest egg built on the stupid amounts of money you've earned from Hollywood over the years, then what are you doing?
right, because it's like back in those days, you actually could make money off of it and, you know, live. Now it's like there's no such thing as making a career unless you're one of the higher ups.
But it's these sort of ones. It's the Ridley Scotts, you know, that are already in there and entrenched.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They're the ones that are won't step aside and won't let the new ones come up unless, you know, and it's that whole nepotism.
Well, I don't know. I don't really see how like him coming out and doing something stops somebody else from doing it.
Well,
Because I mean,
Noah Hawley's making a TV series.
mm-hmm.
And he says he's not too fussed about Prometheus. Not so. Ridley Scott had a bitch fit, and he released these hit piece articles, and the guy who covered them and got a load of shit as well. People like got really fired up over them, but he had a bitch fit because the guy went, "No, I'm good. I'm not really interested in his friggin' self-flagellation or whatever, you know, flagellation." And that's it. This is now just an ego trip. I'm going to make a TV show too. Then, why are we talking about my new movie coming out? Because nobody trusts you, you dick.
Right? Because you've been talking about it for years and it hasn't happened. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah, and also they got Fede Alvarez, who's actually got a track record of making good movies. So that's pissed them off too.
Mm.
The fact he was relegated to producer is really pissed them off. And Noah Hawley going, "Nah, I'm good with the Prometheus shit."
It's like it really didn't add anything to the mythology anyways. It was just it was literally him going like, "Look what I can do," and that was it. It's like visually it's a beautiful movie. It just sucks.
Who's it directed Blade Runner? Because I saw another thing there, 2049. Is that Fede Alvarez as well? I think he kicked Ridley Scott off set because he kept getting in the way. There's a whole thing. I think it was Ridley Scott produced in that one as well, and he was sticking his beak in.
Let's see. No, it was directed by Dennis.
Oh, Danny Villeneuve. Sorry, I knew it was some. Yeah, a June film. Yeah, he said he kicked fucking Ridley Scott out.
That's funny.
Get off set because he was trying to direct Harrison Ford and into the scenes, and Ridley Scott was like, "I did it this way." Remember when I did it? I'm the best. It's like, and Villeneuve just went out.
I mean, it's how it should be. It's like you're like, as the director, you're the fucking manager of the set. You should manage it. And fuck everybody else that's involved. Like, if somebody's gonna fuck anything up, they shouldn't be on set. Period.
Yeah, because the director gets all the blame.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like everything falls on them, even though they're just basically the one that's keeping the right crayons in front of the right kids, and that's it.
Because the meat puppets just do what they're told, and if you've got a good meat puppet, it'll perform well. If you've got a bad meat puppet, it won't. But yeah, Ridley, go home. You're drunk. Go and retire.
Right. Anyway, it's like he thinks he's like George Miller or something. It's like George Miller, when he comes out and releases something new, it's great because he has the years to do it. It's all his money, his vision, his dream. Fuck what everybody else says. And it's good. Prometheus, Covenant, Definitely no Fury Road.
No, well, Furiosa Tanked apparently didn't do too well.
Yeah, fuck.
But
That movie is amazing.
Don't know, I might watch it later, but not that I'm not that invested. You know what I mean? It's like,
oh man,
take it or leave it sort of thing. You know, I'm not like not hating on it or excited about it. It's just a thing. And if it tells a good story, fair enough. But you know, anyway, this is the time of let's milk franchises to death.
Mm-hmm.
And here's one I thought they would leave after fucking Rob Zombie.
Yeah,
I really thought they would just leave us alone.
No, of course not.
No, let's milk everything to death.
Mm-hmm.
So 1313, James Wan producing horror reboot of the Monsters. Since when did what was I talking about, James Wan? What did he do? I was talking about a movie. Final Destination. Or was that James Wan? That was James Wan. Sorry, got the two mixed up. No, it's Atomic Monster doing this. Sorry.
Yeah, that's James Wan.
Yeah, sorry, yes, James Wan. Sorry, I was talking about James Wan with Final Destination. Like, he's an action star, and I'm like, what are you doing making horror movies? You don't belong. You don't get it. Yeah, Atomic Monster strikes again. Here, let's beat another franchise to death. How much can we milk these titties?
Yeah, this just doesn't need to be fucked with at all.
Like, it's already been zombified. Has it not suffered enough?
Right.
Like, all we need is Glenn Danzig to fucking make a Monsters movie. And
okay. All joking aside, as terrible as that would be, I would fucking watch it.
Yeah, but more mercurial. That's like poking at roadkill with a stick.
Yeah, no, it's 100. That's exactly. Like, so did you ever watch? Oh fuck! What the hell is it called? Death Rider.
I'm still falling out you after Veronica. Thank you very much,
dude. You got to watch Death Rider and the House of Vampires. It is worse. Like, I didn't think there could be anything worse than Veronica. That is worse. It's so bad that everybody should watch it.
You just like me blowing up your phone. Call you names.
I think it's the thing is it's a give and a take. You make me watch bad things, I make you watch bad things, and then every now and then we watch something where we're like, movies are good.
So this isn't actually a review channel. This is some sort of weird S&M dungeon fucking kinky fetish thing we've got going on.
It's gotta be.
We're just spanking each other like on a regular basis.
But it's even worse because it's psychologically. It's not physically. Yeah. Physically, you heal from that. Psychologically, not so much.
This is why we no longer invite 16-year-olds on the channel.
Yeah, we don't talk about that. We definitely
fucking apes.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah, so if anybody wants to be on the show, you do have to send us a picture of your ID to prove it.
Yeah. That's the way we're going to feature. Fucking don't need that again. Thanks. That was.
It was fun. It was just very awkward.
Yes. And it was the afterwards realization of shit, shouldn't have maybe done that.
Yeah, probably a couple of words were said that shouldn't have been said.
Yeah, this is an adult show for adult people. We, and not for normies. If anybody's expecting fluffy and clouds and shit, don't come here.
Yeah.
That's why you 423 subscribers, you are hardcore.
And Chris.
Chris keeps coming on. He's like, I'm not really too sure about the horror genre. I'll give it a go. He's like, yeah, do you know what you're getting yourself into? Keeps coming back.
It's like you're on a horror channel, sir. Man. Reading this article, it's just like, why? Why can't they just leave it alone?
Because there's no ideas anymore.
Like, the thing is, the series was great. Everything after the second season, when they did the subsequent movies and shit, it was all dog shit. Like, just stop.
Oh, of course, we'll break it. Give it another year, Chris. Your brain will be broken. You'll be just as twisted as the rest of us. Yeah. So it's a reboot of the series. Thing is, it's Lindsay Anderson Beer, the person responsible for Pet Sematary Bloodlines.
Still haven't watched it.
Yeah, I've been warned. Don't like.
This thing, I've actually heard a lot of good things about it. It's just something that I missed it when it came out, and because I missed it when it came out, I just kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, that's the machine keeps going. That's the thing. There's, that's why I start building up playlists and stuff or watch lists because it's like, okay, go to do it, and then something else comes up and something else, and they just keep going, and there's more content that you could. There's more movies you could watch in 3 lifetimes.
Oh yeah,
in the horror genre alone.
God, I've just got that in my personal collection. I always think, a movie a night, I'll be able to get through these, and it's like, no, movie a night, like it's going to take me a few years.
That's if you don't get anything else or don't watch anything else, and
exactly. It's if I don't continually add to my collection.
Yeah. Developed by and produced by James Wan's company, Atomic Monster, the new Universal horror series is said to be a reimagining of the 1964 classic sitcom The Monsters that lives, breathes within the Universal Monsterverse.
Which that part I don't understand.
Neither do I. It was a parody.
Because, exactly. It was like, Frankenstein's monster is Herman. How is he going to be now Frankenstein's monster? Like, I don't understand how that's gonna work because they were serious.
This is Member Berry. That's all. This is just a line of Member Berries. Remember this? Remember that?
Yeah.
This. Remember this?
Remember Chewbacca? Yeah, just so fucking stupid. I love nostalgic things, but I hate nostalgia porn. Like it's so fucking. It's stupid. Like all you're doing is dumbing down to the fucking. Lowest denominator type of shit. Like,
but it's like anything else. In moderation, it's cool. But it's been beaten to death. The meat has been beaten to like oblivion now. That's numb. And it's just, you're not getting any more. You're pushing rope. It's just nothing. It's just stop.
Yeah, I don't understand.
So projects being developed by James Wan, Beer. How come James Wan gets both his names? Beer doesn't. Why doesn't Beer get their full name?
Because Beer's the coolest part of that name. So.
All right, that's it. That's all they need. Or they need lots of beer to make this. Like
I would imagine. Or the audience is going to need a lot of beer to appreciate it.
Here's how bad the article is. If you want to revisit the original series, blah 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 blah, you're like, what the hell? We're bored talking about. They're even bored talking about themselves. They have to start going back. Like, what is the point of that?
Right.
I'm sure people can search if they want to watch the original series. They can search if they want.
Or you could just fucking buy it. It's 2 seasons. Like I think it's like 4 discs or something like that. I bought it for like $10. It's not that hard.
It's funny because I grew up on the Monsters. I think that's why I'm annoyed. Like I didn't really know. I didn't really know about the Addams Family until the first movie came out.
The same.
It wasn't a thing. But the Monsters, I grew up with both the black and white version and when we woke up, we went to sleep 20 years ago. When we woke up with a brand new show is the Monsters. Yes.
Yeah, I never saw that one
today.
Yeah, this honestly reading this article, that's the first time I've heard of that. I'm like, how the fuck did I miss the sequel series?
It's pretty much the same thing, you know what I mean? Just just in color.
Was it still like Fred Gwynn and everybody?
I can't remember.
Oh,
they looked similar. You know what I mean? It had the same look and feel, but it's been that many years since I watched it.
Yeah, I mean it's been almost 40, so it's understandable.
Kid back in the day, you know.
Oh yeah, no, that is definitely not the same cast. Jesus Christ. I want to watch it now just because it looks like a knockoff. Oh,
yeah, but it's it's a feel good Saturday afternoon sort of daytime show. It's not meant to be anything.
Yeah.
And
no, which I mean that's great. Like all you need.
Yeah. So, like, where's the new monsters? Where's the new shows? Where are the new ideas?
Yeah, that's the shitty thing. Is like that is a thing, but of course, studios don't have any fucking faith in that kind of shit.
Because they're morons.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's a business. It's all about doing,
Hold on.
getting it easily.
How long's cinema been around?
100
Past the century now, 130
years
plus at this point. And it's funny that they were able to make original ideas mixed up with the odd remake here and there and the odd sequel, and the thing kept going. And all of a sudden, in the last, I'd say since 2014, everything just went. And it wasn't even. It was like falling off a cliff. Everything went to shit. Like, it wasn't even a gradual. Like, you could see it in the 2000s and definitely around 2010, but around about 2014, that's it. Everything just fell off a cliff and went to rat shit.
Yeah, well, and the biggest kicker is how horror became, a part of that, which horror was always the redheaded stepchild that nobody liked, but that was also the one that turned all the tricks and brought all the money to finance all the other shit that was dumb as fuck. And now that's going that way too. And it's like, this was the outside of the industry. Like, this was the secret financier for all the other garbage. Like, why is this being watered down?
Because it just shows how far they've fallen. There's no creativity, but they just have to mine everything. It's like a Welsh coal mine. They've just dug everything out. They have nothing. And you're just like, would you ever just stop?
Right.
These aren't. I don't know what it's going to take. It's going to take like some sort of equivalent to 1930s depression. And how, like, it's going to have to hit them hard and just everything crash and burn to get some sort of normality back, because they're pissing people off. Young people don't even watch this shit, the stuff they're supposed to be aiming for, because they're sick of, they're going, where's my stuff? Because all they're getting is previous generation going, well, here, this is what I used to like, here's a remake for you.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, why? Where's my stuff? And you've got the likes of the Ridley Scott's running about going, well, I'm not letting go. There you go, won't let me. And James Wan's gone down that route.
Yeah. I mean, from a business perspective, it makes sense. Like, nostalgia porn's a thing, so make some money off of it. But yeah, it's like,
everyone's burnt
original
out. It's
ideas.
nothing
like,
but now.
Mm-hmm.
It's nothing but. That's the problem.
Yeah, it's nostalgia and superheroes. Although I think superheroes are finally starting to
they're done.
Which is great, because it's like, it's just, 20 years, nobody gave a fuck about superheroes. No one. And now that's all everything is. And it's so fucking boring because it's all cookie cutter shit.
Yeah, and they made stuff exciting. You thought, oh, right, here's something from a page going onto a screen. Cool. Mm-hmm. And then they actually managed to fuck that up and make it look generic as hell.
Right. Well, it's because they stopped putting the pages on the screen. They just found a formula and went, oh, yeah, let's stick with this and not do anything else.
And then everything else got pushed out. No medium, no low-budget movies.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've run out of that. And I said this. Do you remember I said this about 2 years ago? That eventually they're going to come from horror. And you were like, no, you won't. No, they won't. I'm like, it's going to happen because they're going to burn. The way they're burning through everything. And these are parasites. It's like a swarm of locusts.
Mm-hmm. And
sure enough, here they are. And it's happening. I didn't want to be right. I'd like to be going, you're wrong, Colin, but I'm Cassandra. I mean, nobody believes my prophecies. Then they come to pass. To be fair, I think the difference is cinema, so many streaming options, an overwhelming number of content. Here's the thing. Streaming only replaced the DVD, VHS, home rental.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had stuck to that model, and that's all it was doing, it's just the updated version of that. But some idiot got the idea, can't just rent everything to Netflix. I want to be a big ding dong. And everyone tried to take over streaming, and they fucked up. And then they fucked up their own revenue of the cinema, which was always cinema first, wait a bit, release, home rental, home purchase, network TV. So
yeah, now it's a lot of it's like day and date, and that's so fucking stupid.
It's a simultaneous release. It's getting me. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, especially because it's not like it used to be. Like most theaters aren't film. Like you send them a fucking Blu-ray that costs like 25 cents to make, and then you make a shit ton of money off of it.
Yeah, the completely. This has nothing to do with technology. It's just idiots. The nepotism has just got to that point where they're not hiring people of talent, hiring POTs, hire more POTs. We need POT representation.
Right.
Fuck everything else. You know, people can actually do the job. It'd be nice.
Yeah,
have a better spark of creativity.
That's the shit that people forgot about. It's like, yeah, maybe get people that can do their job. It's more important than representation. Like, I don't think that's too hard to ask for.
Especially in the horror genre, because it's already to make a horror movie, people go to the far-flung corners of the earth to find something new and unique. It's only your generic milquetoast summer cinema movies, you know, like your Final Destinations, like the so on. That's your, you know, generic Hollywood stuff. That's always going to be that. But actual horror movies, you know, the medium budget ones that people watch on a Thursday night and not the weekend, you know, that the normies don't see, and the home rental, you know, market, people still buy Blu-rays. That you can watch from anywhere on the planet. You know, any culture, doesn't matter as long as it's a good story. Like Korean stuff's brilliant. South Korea is amazing. Some of the stuff they bring out. I thought Thailand was going to join in, but the only good movie they made was The Sadness. Everything else they've made has been terrible.
Yeah, there was supposed to be a sequel to that, I thought.
I think
can't remember if it actually
I hope not. Because that means they've fallen into the same trap.
Well, I think if I remember correctly, it was similar to like The Last Train to Busan, where there was going to be a sequel, but it was an anime sequel, which that shit was fucking great.
Yeah, they should do that as well, you know. But that's the thing about the horror genre. It's always had more than enough material. You could never watch, you know, varied material. But now the normies have come in because they've run out of everything else. So let's make scary movies. But we can't make them actually scary. We can't make them actually disturbing because it'll annoy the, you know, the normies that'll come in wanting horror light. Like Facebook horror groups. It's going to become that.
Yeah, where it's all they talk about is Scream.
Yeah, it's like, oh, don't use any hurty words. Oh, I'm triggered by this and that. And like, what the fuck are you in a horror site for? Or a horror group? Oh, I'm going to cancel you. Ugh. Piss off. Right. I left all the horror groups. I think there's like 2 that I maybe post stuff to through the channel. But personally, I left every horror group because I was sick of it. Oh, I'm going to be edgy and join a horror group and then actually be shocked when people talk about horror and let rip.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand that shit.
The solution is not to hire idiots. Honestly, just stop hiring idiots. Just let the companies burn.
I think it's part not hiring idiots and part actually having like a subdivision almost of independent voices. Like that's the biggest kicker is everything has to be superhero budget or it's a fucking micro budget indie release. Like we need those mid-range movies again. Because like you take one superhero movie, You take that budget, you break it up into fourths, and that's more than enough money to make a beautiful, well-shot movie. And then you have, quarterly releases, and you probably make more money doing that than your one superhero movie that's probably going to fucking bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that, like, Godzilla -1,
oh my god,
I really think it's the model that was based off of. I really think if Hollywood pays attention to that, we're gonna have a renaissance of films.
That Godzilla
But
looked
I don't
better.
think it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it
came
was.
out basically the same time as Godzilla X Kong, whatever the fucking time.
Yeah,
that
like
was.
just before. So I mean, that just barely came out, and Godzilla -1 was last year, I think. But yeah, like you put that up against these other movies where they're literally throwing, the budget of a small nation's economy,
Yeah.
and it is so much better than any of the other fucking Godzilla movies that have come out recently. And it's like, just pay attention to that. Give us that.
There was that. Even if you did shot for shot the atomic breath, for example, and you look at Godzilla -1 and you see the actual spines moving, it's actually a physical process.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he regenerates, like it did the regeneration. Oh my god, that was so good.
Dude, every aspect of that movie was perfection.
Oh, even the storyline with it, like there you go. You had characters. You had the failed kamikaze pilot who felt guilty because Cardis effectively got everybody on the island killed, because he faked getting refueled, and he carried that guilt the whole way through. And even the only other survivor on the island, he meets him again. He calls him out to get help, to redeem himself, and even there's a whole redemption arc. There's a love story. There's actually, a woman finds a random kid, and the devastation decides, like, even though she's starving, to look after him, and those form a sort of family. And it was out of convenience, but then over years, love grows. But he can't let go of his. There's that whole storyline. That I lasted 10 minutes with that other movie. I thought I'd watch it for comparison, and I couldn't get. Once that freaking podcast guy, I'm just, oh fuck, I'm out. I can't listen to this shit. Just there's nothing there. I wasn't where I was actually emotionally involved in the other movie. And I'm the horror of Godzilla. It wasn't a fluffy creature but I think this was a monster. Yeah. It's doable. Yeah. And it's always been doable.
It is. And it has been. But yeah, I unfortunately think gone are the days of getting movies like that regularly.
Yeah. Anyway.
Speaking of gone are the days of getting movies like this.
Yeah. I think we shall step into the vault.
Yeah, we're an hour in. We should probably talk.
Yeah, let's do what we came for. Well, Hatchet number 2.
Fuck yeah. So glad we're finally talking about it.
Yeah. This threw me for a loop at the start.
See, and it's funny, like that was, of course I read the notes before I watched it again, and it just made me laugh because you haven't seen all of them, right?
No.
Yeah.
I'm waiting until we'll go to review them because I like to do that. I want to kind of go, oh, right, okay.
So, spoiler, that's not a spoiler because this movie's...
You're going to say Victor comes back?
Yeah, spoiler, the ghost comes back. No, so the thing is, with the first 3 movies, they're meant to be played back-to-back as one solid movie. So, the fact that this movie begins literally at the end of Hatchet 1, and then, spoiler, Hatchet 3 starts right at the end of Hatchet 2, that's why they did it that way. And so going over your notes,
which I'm fine with, however.
Well, so here's the thing. Here's my argument to that, because yours was, they they shouldn't have done the continuation scene because of the new character. And it's like, I feel like that's actually the smartest way to do it, because the original actress would not come back. And if I remember correctly, Danielle Harris was originally the first pick, but because of scheduling conflicts, she wasn't able to be in the first one, so she came back as Mary Beth. But it was smart to do it that way, because immediately you don't have to explain who she is. Like, if they had to ultimately like reintroduce the character but be like, oh no, this person now is playing this, I think that would have eaten up too much time out of the movie. Whereas with this, because it starts with her on the fucking boat and Victor there and all that shit, you know immediately who it is, you accept who it is, and you just move on.
Yeah, I had to pause and go and look. I'm like, no, that's not the same actress. And that's
No.
the funny thing is, it's been, you know me with actors, I don't normally care.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a while since last time I watched it was when we reviewed it, Hatchet 1. But I just still remembered. It just struck me. Like, that's not her. And I had to go and pause and go and look up IMDb and like, oh, right, they changed the actress, right? And then they changed his makeup slightly.
Yeah. I mean,
they
that's
brought it
just
back to the original halfway through the movie, but that makeup for that scene is different.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, any single horror movie franchise, like every single movie, the makeup is going to be different. Sometimes for better, sometimes for worse. With this one, they had a little bit more budget for the makeup, so they, put the time into it. Because the first one, if I remember correctly, it was pretty much just foam latex. So it was thick, heavy, awkward, and like if you didn't dump a shit ton of KY on it, it looked weird. Whereas this, they started to, progress a little bit further with the makeup.
Yeah. I just had a funny feeling that should have maybe used the old style for that scene and then threw it in the bin. Because not like it's replaceable. Once it's on and comes off at the end of the day, it's done. So maybe kept the same makeup, because it was just, to me, it was a bit of a shock with that scene, continuing with two glaring things different. Plus the camera work's different here.
I mean, it's the same.
Maybe it's because I watched the first one obviously on DVD, and this is streamed. Maybe that might be something to do with it.
You watched this streamed?
Yeah, I can't get my hands on it.
Oh my god! We watched two completely different movies then.
No, not regular streaming.
Oh, gotcha. Well, even then, I don't know, man, because there's different versions of this movie, and unless it's a proper swashbuckler, there's a very big possibility we watch two different movies.
All right, well, that's going to be interesting then.
Yeah. So I guess skipping ahead.
Had fun.
Well, like this is the tell.
It just shocked me, and it just goes to show. Let's put it like this: it shows how much the first one resonated with me. That I took in details and still remembered them. That I didn't gloss over the fact that that's a different. It didn't like take me 10 minutes. It's like from the first time, shit, this is different. That's not Mary Beth. That's not the Mary Beth I know. And I'm just like, the fact that I still remember her.
Yeah. So I do have a quick question for you then. This is essentially to determine which movie you watched. When Victor does the kill with the hatchet where he flips it and he just starts bashing the dude in the face with it versus
like sideways.
How many times did the dude get hit in the face? Was it more than 5 times?
Yeah, it was low. Like proper went on him.
Okay. Okay, good. So that's the thing. Like there's other smaller issues with the censored version, which is usually what's on streaming, but that's the biggest one because originally in that scene, he hits him in the face. I think it's like 36 times because it goes from being brutal.
There's no sanitization.
What's that?
There's no sanitization. Like Mary Beth at the end, like going to town.
See, that wasn't a big deal, but the dude getting hit in the face when the MPAA was throwing a fit over it, like that was too fucking much. And it's like the thing is, you cut it at 5 hits. That's brutal. You go further, and it becomes funny because it's like that's just excessive.
It's cartoon violence.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so yeah, never mind. Back on with the review.
Yeah, but like I said, it was just the shock of just knowing immediately that it wasn't. This is different. I don't. I forgave it. It's not like it was a hang up. It was just the fact that I noticed. I was impressed with myself, like so quickly, and yet it's cool that this showed her getting away. How she got away. makes sense. So it's like, you know, the old thumb in the eye and everything else. It was like, yep, Gee, not messing about. Yeah. And then we meet what's his face? Jack Cracker.
Yeah, we get to see Jack Cracker again.
She's trying to get help.
Yeah, that's the wrong person to go see. He's gonna hand you a fucking urinal full of piss and tell you this is good for you.
I thought it was moonshine, but is he?
Nope, that is piss.
But then I saw all the Fallout stuff, and I'm like, hold on, man, this is a wooden shack with slots. You know, what are you doing?
Well, see, here's the thing. Jack Cracker is fucking insane.
I kind of got that impression.
So it makes sense. Like,
sorry, I'm just thinking logically. If you're going to be a survivalist, like, maybe,
see, in his case, it's just pure coincidence that he's not dead. I really think that's all it is. He's equally one of the luckiest people in the world, and you know, a couple minutes in, we find out also one of the least lucky people in the world.
He rolled the dice far too long, and it was just going to come up snake eyes.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, but we'll get a wee bit more of the lore, and we're getting the idea that Victor's some sort of revenant, or what do you call him, a replicant or something? But
a repeater.
A repeater, sorry, yeah. But
I mean, whatever, we'll say replicant. That's
you know,
fucking cool as shit. I want that crossover. Yeah, no, that's honestly, that's why 2 is my favorite of all the movies, just because it gives the backstory more. You get to see how Victor came into the world. Plus, you get to see Kane Hodder do some actual acting, like outside of makeup, and who doesn't like that?
Yeah, I know it's bad to constantly make Friday the 13th references, but this is a better continuation than Friday the 13th Part 2.
Oh well, yeah, I mean,
because this actually makes sense as a storyline.
Yeah. Well, this is closer to like Friday 5 than it is Friday 2, because isn't it like 4, 5, 6 that essentially is a weekend?
Yeah, it's all. It's the same guy getting cheated. He encounters Jason and he can't leave him alone, so he has to go back and find him, and then they run away. And
yeah,
those movies are painful actually in terms of continuity.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't watch slashers for the intellectual stimulus.
No, but it doesn't take much. Like, for example, they've established Victor Crowley is not alive, so straight away that all makes sense. You know, he hasn't survived the fire. It's a bit like The Grudge. You know, it's a great offense has been done to the world that's created this spirit that can never rest.
Yeah.
So and basically, if you don't go into his territory, you're good. So it's that, you know, he's kind of rest his spirit and he's carved out his territory. Go no further.
Well, it's like he's part restless spirit and he's also part curse because of, you know, his dad's mom, or not his dad's mom, his dad's wife. Like, she cursed. Oh my God, why can't I think of his name? But anyways, she cursed his dad, and that's why all of this shit happened.
Yeah, that was a brilliant scene. In fact, the stuff they've done in this one outside of Victor Crawley running about, because you don't see Victor to nearly an hour. You see him in the first scene, and then you don't see him for like nearly an hour into this.
I mean, that's the thing with monster movies that people don't seem to understand. It's like the monster is so much scarier when you don't see them as much. Now, of course, this is more of a slasher than a monster movie, so when you do see him, you're going to get
a hybrid.
All of him. Yeah,
I think that's the point I'm trying to make. It's a bit of a hybrid. So we're actually getting a bit of a nuanced plot here, and I don't. Thing is, you've got a lot of veteran horror actors. Seasoned, and I think I said to you the first time, and it's like they go together. How would we want to make a movie? What are the bits that we've, you know, and these guys have done the convention circuit and spoke to fans and blah blah blah, and like they're not just dialing it in. These are people invested in the franchise.
Yeah, well, it's fans getting to do fan work essentially.
Yeah, they're not just down in a performance. They're actually horror fans, and I think they've sort of got their heads together. Okay, what are the niggly bits that really take us out of a movie? Okay, Victor not making any sense. Gotcha. No clear boundary for the protagonist. They know not to go in here, and then they do. Then it's their fault. It's silly things like that they seem to have tidied up in a cheap, on the surface, a cheap slasher movie, but there's actually some of, like, look at the stuff when they try today to tell stories and they fuck it up.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, not this exact story, but I mean, the whole idea of the Hatchet series, like, it's literally been something that Adam Green has had in his head since he was 8 years old. So it's like, if he couldn't get it right, then it's like, what the fuck is wrong with him?
Yeah, that's I just get the idea this is a collaborative effort. That everyone's involved in this is on board. They're not trying to. They know this isn't going to like change the world or anything, or like get Oscars. They're making a niche movie, and cool. The fact that we can still put it on, enjoy it, and I mean, me watching it for the first time, I'm like, whoa, this is brilliant. And I think how jaded I am.
Yeah, man. The first line, it's like, oh man, is it going to be one of those episodes? And then I start looking into the rest of the chain or the notes. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
No, like I said, that wasn't even. It just shocked me, and then, like I said, when I thought about it, it's the fact that I've unintentionally become invested in this franchise without realizing the fact that details like that matter, and I've noticed where there's last night I did 976 Evil 2.
Fuck yeah.
The second one?
I've never seen the second one.
Don't.
I don't imagine I would want to.
No.
Well, so did Robert Englund direct that one as well?
No.
No?
Different
Okay.
director.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck then.
Yeah. It just wore the member berries of the first one, and it was a completely different story and did not make sense. Where this is a Hatchet movie. You're in the universe. It all makes sense. And we've actually got a plot continuation. And from Mary Beth as a point of view character. And yeah, she barely escapes. And yeah. I think Victor did Jack a favor.
Yeah, probably. Like that's somebody that shouldn't have existed.
Yeah, that's like even the gators were moving away from going, ugh. I'm not eating that.
Right. He's pickled by consuming nothing but his own piss for decades. So yeah, little funky.
I thought it was moonshine, but yeah.
Nope, that's a joke from the first movie.
Got it. Nah. It's like what a rancid human being. But still not as rancid as New Orleans.
No, man, that's
like you
I
go to
love
New
that
Orleans,
place.
you want to.
I cannot wait to go back, but it is fucking disgusting. Like specifically Bourbon Street, like that whole the French Quarter, it's fucking gross.
Yeah, I couldn't.
The rest of the town, beautiful, lovely, scary in some parts, but beautiful, beautiful city. But yeah, the French Quarter it just smells like piss, regret, and a lot of cheap booze.
Yeah, I think at that point you just get in that street and then you want to just turn around and go back into the swamp. It's like wash yourself. Wash yourself with Jack's fucking piss. Like it really is what's the worst of two evils? Because that's well.
So bad.
But of course we meet Reverend Zombie again. Although Tony's put on a wee bit of pudge there, hasn't he? Even between the first movie and this.
I mean, he's an older gentleman. It happens. We all know how it goes. The older we get, the less we can melt off.
I'm down to 6 chins now. I'm doing well.
A fucking bragger. It's like, this is so I have the illusion of a chin. I don't have one.
But he really gives it everything. Like, he's just having fun.
That's the thing. Like, Tony Todd, you can definitely say he's been in a lot of bad movies, but he's never given a bad performance. That man is great in everything. Always a little over the top at times, but still sells it.
I think that's part of his character, though, in this.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, 100%.
You know, that's the whole point. He is a theatrical. Like, these people all know him when he still puts the cape and all on and comes in. They're like, right, what do you want?
Yeah, the cape, the fucking music, the whole just, the theatrical show. It's great.
Be nice if we could save up for proper sized park cages, though.
Yeah.
That's like, and they're big parts too. Like a flipping macaw in that cage. I'm like, oh, you bastard!
Right.
Hopefully they just get taken off set and they're put in the proper homes because.
Oh yeah, I guarantee they live way better than we do. Like that, I'm sure that goes without saying. I mean, they're movie stars.
Yeah, but yeah, the whole idea. Mary Beth wants to go back in, like, bury her family. Like, what's the chances of her family even still? Never mind what happens in the plot, but in the swamp, what are the chances of them still being there?
Yeah, right. Especially because it's like, gators aren't hunted there really, so they have nothing to fear. So it's like they find a corpse, they're gonna eat the corpse.
And even just the general stuff that lives in the jungle, nothing, nothing stays too long.
Yeah,
that's the thing jungle instructors would do. Actually, is they take a big dump like in the middle of a hut, and the students will come in and be like, smell it, and when you get used to a smell if you're in a room, and the instructor will give the lecture, and by the end of it, he would go, right, where's the shit? And it'd be gone.
Fuck.
Because of dung beetles and stuff, just jungle just eats everything. Nothing lies there. So
yeah, except for random skulls.
Even then, it's well,
not in this movie.
Nothing gone. But then we get the whole plot of how Victor came to be, and oh my god, he's
love that shit.
Thomas is a dirtbird.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I've known people that have done pretty much that exact same thing.
Oh
it's like, you are a terrible, terrible human being. Like, I don't give a fuck how sad and beat up you are. It's like, either leave the fucking person or keep your dick in your pants until they're dead.
Yeah, porn's still a thing, you know what I mean? But yeah, the whole idea is that Thomas and Cheyenne married. She contracted cancer on her way out. We see the decline. And of course, the nurse, Lena, because that's the way nurses operate. I know they've got a reputation, but I think generally when they're on the job, it's just because you need that switch, don't you, to be able to do that sort of shit?
I'd imagine. Yeah.
That'd be a last, it's a bit of a far-fetched story, considering everything else. If she had been a housekeeper or something, I could get it, but a nurse, I don't, because they're doing that sort of stuff that wouldn't enter their head.
Yeah, well, and also it's like I can't imagine her being a live-in nurse. Yeah, but then again, they are in the middle of fucking nowhere, so whatever. Different time. That's what we'll say. It was a different time.
Lena's right in the next room while they're going at it, like not even in the woods or anything. She's not even cold. Like when she dies, she's not even cold in the grave, and they're about to start like having off right in front of her.
Yeah, they do. They start fucking making out, and she stands up, and that's when she spits the curse on him.
Yeah,
it's like at least do that in the other room until you bury her. Fuck.
I don't even have a moment of fucking oh shit. That's a better regret.
Right.
So they earned the curse.
Yeah,
they definitely earned it. But that's what I'm saying about other movies try to do that sort of stuff and they do it so ham-fisted. But this actually is well told. Thomas Crawley's a piece of shit. Lena
Thomas.
is
There
a
we go.
piece of
God
shit.
damn it. I always forget his name is Thomas. But yeah, definitely a piece of shit.
The one you do feel sorry for is Victor, because none of it's his fault.
Well, and that's why he's such a great villain, is because he's just like Frankenstein's monster, in the case that he didn't ask for that. That's just his nature. It's like he's an empathetic character. He's a tragic villain.
Mm-hmm. But he served as Thomas's redemption arc.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what actually, it was the tragedy of everything that made him, okay, I'm going to focus on what's important and raise my son, which that was cool until Dickhead struck, which was on the first one anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was interesting, the fact that, this is all told. So then Reverend Zombie gathers a posse.
Yeah, I love that scene so much. This shit's so funny. And like the great part about all of this, like, everything, pretty much my notes from after the Jack Cracker scene on, it's mostly like knowing other Adam Green properties. And like, if you know Adam Green's work, including like his short films and shit, there's pretty much something in every scene up until they get to the swamp that's going to make you giggle. Like in there, you got the Jack Chop advertisement, which if nobody's watched Jack Chop, look it up on YouTube. It's fucking hilarious. It's probably one of the greatest shorts there is. And it was just a throwaway. Because like they do horror short or Halloween shorts each year, and that was their year where they're like, fuck, we don't got any ideas. Let's just do something stupid. And it turned out to be one of the best things they've done.
Sometimes that's good when you're not trying.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to be the problem with people trying too hard now to get the end result and not the actual thing in front of them. That's what like, imagine if we started trying on this.
I know, it'd be miserable.
It'd be horrible. Imagine having to actually think about stuff before we went on.
Yeah, it's fuck that shit. I don't like thinking before I speak.
That's why ones of people tune in.
Hell yeah.
We're having fun, so fuck it. Yeah, and of course we got the Jason Voorhees nudge, wink, wink type thing, which made me giggle for a second. And the fact that Reverend Zombie's cooking up a plan, he's got a plot within a plot. And Cookie Guy, Vernon.
Vernon is the shit.
What is the trope? Do you know that annoying character that you want to die and to string it on for a bit?
You got to have it.
Yeah, but you've got Final Girl and Film Fucking all that stuff, and is there a name for that trope? We've got the annoying character that you want to get killed, but they drag him on to maybe the last third just to keep your appetite whetted.
I've always just considered it cannon fodder. I don't know if there's an actual term or not for it.
No, because you've got your generic cannon fodder, which we've seen here, and you've got the girl that always has the promiscuous sex. You've got those type of characters, but there's that particular character you want them to get taken out, and they're just gonna drag you along. No, not yet, wait for it. Like, oh, another character dies and they survive. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah! That's how you keep people engaged.
I know what they're doing, and I'm still along for the ride. You know what I mean? It's part of the fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, the best part about that character is what happened outside of the movie. So he, Colton Dunn, he ended up, because like in the swamp, he starts singing a song about chicken and biscuits. Well,
yeah,
like a year later, it was like a year or two later after the movie came out, he ended up writing a song that was that song, and it's fucking hilarious and great. Like I actually have it as a ringtone. It's that fucking funny. Like definitely look it up. It's great.
Yeah, that was making me think of Ren and Stimpy. I know a song that'll get on your nerves, get on your nerves, get on your nerves. Yeah, he's called Cookie Guy. That's it. Yeah, that's it. It's because he spends like 15 minutes going on about fucking. There's a few cookies getting handed out, and he's like going on about them.
Mhm.
And he just went, oh, I hate the got more.
Yeah, that's how you know he's gonna die, because he's.
If I was in
talking
that
his
universe,
mouth
I'd be
full.
fighting Victor to get at him.
Right.
Like, fucking man, get the fuck. Dear.
Well, it's great too that he gets paired up with the one person that doesn't talk, so he does all the talking ultimately. So
Yeah.
good.
But that's what I mean. It's Trope City, this.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I mean. There is a self-awareness about this franchise
Mm-hmm.
of what do we add to a slasher? Okay, how can we do it well and not lazily?
Yeah.
And that's the impression I'm getting of this. Is, like I said, it's made by horror fans that get all the tropes. So they're putting the tropes in. They're telegraphing the fact that these are horror tropes,
Mm-hmm.
but they're having fun with it. So you don't mind. Like, at the same time, I know I'm meant to hate this character, so I'm going along with it, but I don't despise the actor. It's not like an obnoxious actor. He's
Mm-hmm.
playing a role. So I'm on board with he's a pantomime villain.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Fun's had by all, and that's the impression I'm getting from this sequel. We're here for a good time. But they've managed to tell a bit of a poignant story, and I don't know whether that's intentional or accidental.
It was definitely intentional, because the thing is, like, these movies, they're all just labors of love, because like the budget kept going down with each one.
So when you've no budget, what do? You tell good stories and you have good characters.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's like you don't have money, so you might as well make it good.
And just get the right people on board, so it's not having the A-listers and all that kind of shit. It's with Tony Todd as an A-lister, because
I mean, realistically, like, the thing is,
outside of horror, like, he's
every single person in this pretty much is an A or B lister when it comes to horror. Like, that whole meeting, like, that's basically like any horror convention. That's everybody that's on the fucking floor. Like, I mean, you had fucking Lloyd Kaufman, R.A. Mihailov, like, you have these big fucking names, and then Tony Todd is talking to him. Like, it's just fucking great to see that stuff.
We've got a bit of a predator situation where, like, these experienced hunters just walk in with the rifle on their shoulder. No backpacks, no rations, no spare ammo.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like they know they're going to be there until the dawn. Like, you got to have some snacks and caffeine, man. Like, at the very minimum.
If I'm going out for an afternoon, I've got my backpack and I've got at least a bottle of water with me and a few bits.
Yeah. No, I go hiking. I have a bunch of fucking snacks and water and shit.
Yeah.
Even though it's only going to be a couple of hours, because fuck, you don't know what's going to happen.
No. So
I'm fat. I need snacks.
Yeah. You could be delayed on the way down or anything else. You just, even a spare jacket and stuff, in case the weather changes. But these guys just bamble on in. It's like, okay. Is that meant to happen? Is that part of the joke?
Right.
Is that playing? You know what I mean? And that's what I'll get with this. Is this intentionally done as part of the trope to show that they're a bunch of morons?
I mean, kind of already states that, because they all know the legends, because they're all from that area, and yet they're still doing it.
True enough, because all the sensible people went, nah, see ya, I'm out. That was a great scene, actually. I like that.
Yeah, like, that shit was real. Like, as soon as he brought it up, it was like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah. Stick your money. Another thing I did as well with Mary Beth's character is she didn't have the miraculous makeover. Like, she's still scratched up and beaten, and actually still had the graze. And they kept it in the same spot. Normally they change, like in the older movies. And she even put makeup on, but they managed to even have her with makeup on and did the scratches over the top.
Yeah.
So as if she made up her face while she was still cut, because she hadn't got into the shower. And you're like, that's level of detail that you don't see with big budget, like hundreds of millions movies.
Yeah, again, I mean, it's a labor of love, so they're doing what they're supposed to.
Yeah, but that's
And it would kind of fuck up the movie a little bit if she wasn't, because this is literally the next day.
But how many movies have we seen where it's like a couple of hours later the next day and everything's miraculously healed?
Yeah, no, yeah, you can't even count how many.
You know, and I'm talking about major budget movies
Mm-hmm.
where, you know, they barely even get a bruise in their face. You were saying, what was that one? Wasn't Salt. That was that stupid. That was a stupid movie.
Yeah, I never bothered with that.
No, Atomic Blonde. That was it.
Oh yeah, I didn't bother with that
Where
either.
she gets the literal shit kicked out of her, up and down stairs and all sorts. Not a scratch.
Yeah, just like in real life.
You know what I mean? Has a shower and all it does, all the scratches wash off. You know what I mean? And you're like, really?
I mean, that's how that works, I guess.
Yeah. But what I'm just saying, the level of detail and care for a low budget movie of to keep her scars and actually looked as if, you know, she was all bloody, but it's down to us, you know, like a normal scratch if you get bashed up. That's somebody thinking and caring about what to put on screen.
Oh yeah.
And I miss that. That's why I'm so pissed off now and angry and annoyed, because these guys don't have a budget, yet they're able to do that. They're able to think of those things, the things that keep you invested in the. You have to ground the reality before you accept the fantastical. And someone getting their frigging head punched in and scratched and bits, and they're still hurting, look as if they're hurting the next day, but slightly, you know, they got cleaned up a bit, but they're still bashed up. Get you invested. So when the ridiculous stuff happens, you're okay with it because you know the care. Don't know, man. That's like I said, it's movies like this remind me that this stuff can be done and done well, and it's not a money issue. It's a giving a shit issue.
Pretty much, pretty fucking much.
But yeah, then it goes, like I said, go into the woods. No, no water rations, and what's her first thing? Let's all split up.
Well, no, she was the one that was telling them, no, let's not split up. That's why everybody fucking died last time.
That's okay, I'll be fine.
But of course, everybody else who hasn't survived an encounter with Victor Crowley knows better than her. Like, she survived an encounter and is going back to the fucking swamp, but yet they won't listen to her. And I mean, of course, it's all for the better, because otherwise, you know, we wouldn't have had the movie we had. But yeah, that's another typical trope of like everybody split up, but and then everybody fucking dies.
Once again, I'm on board with it because we know they're not trying to. It's like we were talking about Alien, right? Prometheus and Covenant are supposed to be super smart, intelligent professionals, and they act like dicks. They tell us at the start this is a bunch of muppets, like can barely tie their own shoelaces. Like it's telegraphed, so you know that they're idiots. So you accept the fact that they're idiots. And you know that Mary Beth's not going to get through to them. So you're okay with that?
Yeah.
Because once again, they tell you, they show you the fact that these are a bunch of idiots.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so.
The fact that we had a bunch of sensible people go, I'm out of here to fuck, you know what I mean? And these are like, and then the big guy's like, oh, I can't do it for 500, you know. And the fact that Tony Todd can get, you know, he knows that he's played these guys before and they keep coming back to him. We know they're stupid. So that's fine. It's all laid out without very much. You don't need a lot of exposition to make it happen for you to be on board. Thing is, I'm like, they're getting annoyed. Oh, all them gators just sitting there. I've grown to love gators and I have encountered one, but not that close. You know what I mean? I've got within photographing distance. Times over in Florida. But I watch a lot of wildlife channels and I think gators are amazing. Like,
yeah, no, they're great. They're scary water puppies.
Yeah, that's it. You just don't mess with them and you're cool.
Yeah, exactly. Don't put your hand in their mouth and, you know, give them their little biscuits and they'll fuck off on their way. I got to feed a bunch when I went down to New Orleans last, and man, that was great. What was equally as great was feeding the raccoons at the same time.
Yeah, fun time. But yeah, they're like, oh, we can't. They're all sitting here. I was like, yeah, because they know you're not going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
They're just sort of looking, going, yeah, you're next.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get the leftovers.
Fuck yeah.
What a life.
Yeah, they're not stupid. Minimal effort for maximum output, or whatever. Like getting all the foods.
Yeah, and then it just goes. This movie, like nearly an hour in, and then finally, once it kicks off, that's it. No messing about.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that. At second tired of, you see, once again, back to Friday the 13th, Jason's like every other scene,
Mm-hmm.
and it's boring. Halloween, Michael's in every other scene. And that, it loses any of the dread and drama.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they have to go the comedy route, where this is like to keep Victor, like you have to be like encroaching in his territory. Like you've enough chance, and then once you're there, that's it. There's no escape. And it's not like there's loads of tense moments. Like once he's on the rampage, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a fucking tank. Like he just goes. I mean, well, I guess okay, he's not quite just a tank because he does like to build a little bit of terror. Like he plays with his food essentially.
Oh yeah, because we see it with the whole scene in the shack where he's actually hiding.
Yeah.
But it's not for long.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I like about it. The pace increases and keeps going,
mm-hmm.
and you don't have this stop start judder. You know what I mean? You've all this build up, and then it's go time, and then that's it. You're just on the ride to the very end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with that. So, what's clever about this, I think, is that you've got enough. You know the characters, you know all their motivations, you know the game being played, and then when it comes time for the slasher stuff, they just let rip.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, there you go. You can be thoughtful. You can actually love the thing you're doing, and it translates on the screen.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can understand why this is such a loved series. It's just strange that it's not as well known as the other ones.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's a whole marketing thing. Like, it's acquired by Dark Skies, which is a subsidiary of Stars, which they don't ever do shit with anything. So it's like
I sure look kind of fucked up Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just, I mean, that's what happens. So, yeah, it's definitely one of those movies where those in the know knew about it, but it's still, regularly getting discovered by, a newer generation. It's just, it's great. It just reminds you of the glory days of the 80s. Like it's just a nice traditional slasher.
Yeah, and I'm all for it.
Mm.
Oh yeah. I honestly thought Reverend Zombie was going to survive this. I thought he was going to be like a through character the whole time. Actually, part of me thought he was going to send them into the woods and be waiting on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
But, right, okay, right. Don't spoil.
Yeah, no. Well, okay, no, he's dead. We saw him die. Like, you don't come back from getting split in half and then your upper body getting degloved. Spoiler, kids, you don't survive that kind of shit. But do we see him in other movies? Maybe. I don't know.
We bit of I don't know, flashbacks or something, or
yeah. Well, that's the thing with this franchise. Like, they don't worry about bringing people back. Like, it's nonchalant. Like, so spoilers since you haven't seen all of them. Perry Shen, his characters ultimately are the actual final girl, and he is in all 4 movies. And it's hilarious because it just keeps getting more and more ridiculous as time goes on that he's back.
Yeah, because he played the brother this time.
Mm-hmm.
That's that French accent.
Yeah, it's I cannot wait for you to see the third one. That's all I'll say.
Do you know what? That's cool. Once again, it's self-aware and they're telling you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm happy with that. That's what I mean. I don't feel like this is insulting me.
Yeah.
I feel like they're a genuine. It's not like I said, you know how bloody jaded I am with a lot of movies, just in general entertainment. But I genuinely feel like they're making something here going, we want you to enjoy yourself. And in this, especially in this current climate of non-creation, I'm grateful for it. It's almost a novelty of what? You want me to have fun? You want me to enjoy your product? We still might be hurt. Like the good old days of, yeah, we want you to have fun and come back for the next one. Like, we're trying really hard and we'll do our best. But yeah, the 2-for-1 as well with the chainsaw. Like, these kills are brilliant.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just like any other slasher where they progressively get more and more batshit crazy as the franchise goes on. And it's like, this is the second one. And it's already at that point where he's killing motherfuckers with two motherfuckers with a chainsaw. I mean, of course, we got the gas-powered belt sander in the first movie, but in this one, I felt like it was used way better. And just so ridiculous, but it's so beautiful. Like, I'm going to take the back of this guy's head off, and then I'm going to destroy his brains with this. And it's like, that's art.
Yeah, that's it. I know. But that's what I mean. When they decide to go with the kill, that's it. This becomes the art form. But we've had enough of character development, so it's not on with the action. So it's not like they're stopping and starting every kill and a whole load of exposition. It's like, nah, we're in for the ride now. Go. You've earned it. You've made it this far. Here's our gift to you.
The thing too is, like, there's the perfect balance of it gets to the gore porn part of it, where that's all you want, just all the blood, all the gore, but they're still continuing the story and making it not feel forced. Like, the explanation, of course, we understood from the beginning why Reverend Zombie had certain people there, but it's spelled out for us while the deaths are going on, but it doesn't feel like it's forced or anything.
Don't know. That's what I mean. Just a bit of clever dialogue. That's what winds me up. And you see my reviews when I'm, doing them. The thing that winds me up is clunky dialogue. And just, like I said, it's the pacing.
It takes you out of it.
Everything stops to give a bit of exposition, where this is flowing, just going, and you're still going on for a ride. And it's not like the movie stopped and become a different movie. It's just reached that point where, the traps are open. We're galloping along the furlongs towards the end, and it's great. As I said, I miss movies that just try to let you have a bit of fun, and they try to entertain you, and they want you to enjoy yourself.
That's all we need. Just, it's entertainment for entertainment.
I probably come across as a snob sometimes in this.
Oh, I know I do sometimes, because I like my pretentious art films, but I also like just dumb, throw your popcorn at a screen type of movies like this. Yeah, like this is one of my favorite franchises.
I wouldn't say this was dumb.
It's intentionally dumb.
Yeah,
but it's not stupid.
Yeah. Like,
the characters are goofy tropes, but that's supposed to be the way they are.
But they're actually written that it's believable. Like, you're not going to have like, if this had been a special forces unit that turned up in the middle of New Orleans, considering we've already got the scene of the city and how much of a dingy shithole it is, of course you're going to have friggin' inbred hicks and dumb fucker. Who's going to live there apart from those type of people? You're not going to, if you have any sense, you're getting the hell out and going to civilization, unless you're making loads of money and you're planning to retire at the age of 50 or something, and milk it for all it's worth, and then get the hell out, sell your business on to somebody else. That's the only reason you'd stay in New Orleans in this universe anyway, in that area, because nobody in the right mind would be living there on a day-to-day basis unless you had no other choice. But yeah, even when we get Reverend Zombie versus Victor Crowley, I thought it would go like a Freddy versus Jason type thing, and we're going to see Reverend Zombie unleash his powers, but nah, he's just a schmuck, which
makes sense. It's like, he's a fucking charlatan. Of course he's not going to be able to do shit. I mean, he is a massive presence, but ultimately, like, you got just a regular ass dude going up against a violent, vicious ghost.
Which, once again, you're not seeing ego here of the actors.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Tony Todd could be, if he wanted, a pretentious dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, I couldn't possibly be beaten so easily. I'm, like you see with so many others.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. Oh,
I mean,
right.
I wouldn't
I'll get
really
my arse kicked.
I wouldn't call how he went out as being beaten easily. His
But
death, he put up a fucking fight.
he put up a fight, but at the end of the day, it'd be like me trying to fight a rhino. I'm going to put up a fight, but I'm not winning.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be like me getting into the swamps to try and punch gators. I'm not going to win. On no planet am I coming out alive. Yeah, I might get a good few shots in, but I'm dead. I know that.
Yeah. All you're doing is fucking building up their appetite.
Yeah, and that's all Reverend Zombie was doing. And I just appreciate the fact that when all said and done, he was a charlatan. And when it came to the crunch, he was just as much cannon fodder. And the fact that that's what I mean, the fact that Tony Todd didn't have an ego to play that role, once again, shows love for these are actors that love the genre.
Mm-hmm.
And there aren't too many left. You know what I mean? They're a damn breed.
They really are.
You know what I mean? This is the modern version of the Christopher Lees and Peter Cushings of old.
Oh, yeah.
And Lee Chaney Jr., they're all guys that loved the genre.
Mm-hmm.
And they did their best with every role. This is this generation of actors that they're in horror for the love of it. You know that.
Yeah.
It always great. And
it's so hard too, because it's like they're all like in their 60s and 70s, and it's just like, fuck, man, we really don't have much more time with them. I mean, hopefully they live to be 1 billion years old,
but
it's
acting wise, yeah,
it's like realistically, it's like we don't got much more out of them.
No, but there isn't the new generation coming up to replace them.
Yeah,
and that's sad. You know, I mean, it's not like when was this?
So it was 2011.
2011, yeah. So
or no, 2010. Sorry.
Yeah. So this would be like mid 2000s, or sorry, early 2000s, and yeah, it just goes to show it was still possible right at that point to make these type of movies.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got people who are well established who could make, what was it, Doug Bradley, when they tried to get him in for one of them last Hellraisers, he would make more money on a convention than what they were offering him, signing stuff. I have a funny feeling these guys are not, you know, even then they're in that position. They can
these movies, like, I don't know the exact numbers of the budgets, but these were literally made out of love.
Yeah,
like, yeah, they
these
do
guys could go for a weekend.
Yeah, they're gonna pull more money doing that than they did from this movie.
So you're not doing it for the fame and the money. You're doing it because you want to make a good movie. And you can see it here, and the fact that they're prepared to, you know, not always be the lead or not be the hero or not be the survivor, and they can trade places, and they're just, you know, they're having fun. That's what I get from this.
Oh yeah, they're
bloody enjoying themselves. The cabin scene, you know, two people are shaking that cabin.
Oh yeah,
and someone's inside with a bucket, you know, throwing buckets around.
Yeah, it's such a simple effect, but it's so fucking effective.
What have they tried to do with CGI now, and it looks shit? And that's just, you know, there's probably two of the actors when they're off scene, right? Fuck it, I'll do it. It's my turn with the bucket, you know, I'm throwing this one.
That's the thing, man. Like, this movie, they don't fuck around with the blood. There's just so much, and it's so nonsensical that it's beautiful. Like when Victor gets his hatchet stuck in Misty's chest, and he finally gets it loose, and it's just a giant bucket of blood on a tree. It's like, that's not real, and I love it.
Oh god, that scene with her getting
come on, come on.
Oh so man, that was, you know why this isn't the mainstream cinemas. Because that's just yeah, love it.
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's the sort of stuff. That's, you know, this isn't for normies, by the way. if I think I'll watch a horror movie for the first time, yeah, don't come to this one. You're not gonna.
Or do. Maybe you'll become cool. Who knows?
Yeah, no, yeah, jump in the deep end. Love it. But yeah, Mary Beth just losing her shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you can believe it. She's not a girl boss. But you can just see the anger and pent up frustration, and she's lost her family. This is twice now, and she has done what have I always said? When the killers land there unconscious, you don't just go and pat them.
No, you fucking make sure they're gone.
So she shoots him in the face, and it's like that's not enough. Fucking.
Well, no, so it's backwards. So she beats the fuck out of him, like takes his hatchet, completely obliterates his face.
And that's right. And then she grabs the shotgun.
And then she walks. Well, the best part is she walks off, and then you get the scene where it kind of slowly zooms out from his face, shows his hand next to the hatchet. It starts twitching, and you're like, "Oh fuck, he's getting back up!" And then that's when she comes back with a shotgun, and one of the greatest endings to a movie ever. Just fucking blasts him in the face, and then cut to black. Like that's how you end a fucking movie.
And then it's obviously going to see what happens next. Oh man, this is so much fun.
Yeah,
this has cheered me. Honestly, it's movies, I guess, that keep my faith that it's still possible. I'm just worried that they're not cultivating the next generation.
Well, I mean, fuck, they're not even really cultivating the generation that came up with this shit. Like, all the behind the scenes shit with the Hatchet franchise. It's like they don't even want to do them anymore. Dark Sky wants them, or whoever owns it now, but like the budgets keep getting smaller, the shoot times keep getting shorter, and they just want more. And they're like, no, we're fucking done. We can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
It's like not without something changing.
And it's good to have the fortitude to be like, yeah. And eventually there's going to be a Hatchet skin suit getting worn over some shitty. Someone will mine this. It'll sort of die off. They'll not make any more. They'll wait until few years, and then they'll mine it, and then there'll be a Hatchet reboot, and it'll be shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, with a lot of slashers, you can change who acts as the slasher because they've got a mask or something. Most notoriously, fucking Jason. Jason has been played by so many different people. I mean, of course, like people that are super fans of it, you understand who was behind what mask, and you have your favorites or whatever. But with this, it's straight up Kane Hodder. So it's like I really don't know how they're going to successfully change it if the studio opts to actually change it. Because the thing is, he's in his 70s. He's definitely not getting any younger, and that's 40 pounds of fucking silicone on him at all times, and who knows how much longer he's got in that costume.
Yeah, fair play. Because once again, he's got more gumption and stamina than the roided up retards that come into film now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where do you think? Is there am I just being too pessimistic, or is there a way to get this back? Because the fact that these retards are coming into horror now, and you're seeing the same shit, they're not just they've got the battering ram, and they're fucking at the doors now.
The problem is, it's just like with social media and shit. The fucking dumbest people have the loudest voices, and they're the ones that everybody pays attention to. And the problem is, we're inundated with just big studio releases. So of course that's all we see versus seeing like the independent shit that gets released, pretty regularly. So it is disheartening because it's like, oh, well, this is the direction of horror, but it's like, well, it's not really the direction of horror. Just like, with any underground music scene, it's like you have to do your digging to find the good stuff. Because the garbage is always there. The garbage is always going to float at the top of the fucking scum pond. But you dig enough, you're going to find your little haven. And unfortunately, it's just like that separation is becoming greater and greater. It feels like.
Yeah, obviously, folks, if you've got recommendations, keep us in the loop.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Always looking for new shit.
When we get independent creations, we embrace it. We'll obviously critique it fairly. That's the thing. We're not going to blow smoke up anybody's arse. And I don't think you'd want to. In fact, we've had a number of directors from all sorts just randomly say thank you for the review, and we haven't always been, oh, this is the best thing ever, you know, with critique, but we're always fair.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm not an edgelord trying to, oh, look at me, so edgy, I'm tearing this apart that everybody loves. Fuck that. You know, I just call it how I see it. I'm just so despondent with just the lack of care. And I'm genuinely worried because it's what inspires you. Your imagination is what makes a society move forward. And if people are getting their imagination stunted, we're only going downhill.
Yeah, I don't know if I've seen that, so I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll have to look up. Yeah,
was that one of the ones that was on Joe Bob? I can't remember, but yeah, I know it's one I haven't seen, so I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, like I said, there's always loads of stuff, but definitely, also those that are out there new, if you know horror directors who want to come on and chat and put us in the way of their movies that we can check them out, I'm all for it. Like I've done loads of stuff, like straight release to YouTube. People that have, you know, obviously Acrostar, 7th Street, one of them guys. You know, we're not afraid to do it because we want to try and keep horror alive. And the way is not to just focus on the mainstream shit. Yeah, I'll do, if there's a news article, yeah, we'll report on it just to get clicks, you know, to bring more people on the channel. But the people I want to champion are the ones that have this. It's these sort of guys I want to champion that actually make stuff with still love in their heart for their genre and for wanting to entertain you.
Yeah. And like, if nothing else, you can say that about every single Arescope release. They're all fucking great. And just like this, like where you feel the heart, you can see the care. Most of them were just ridiculous odds while shooting, and it still came out, and it's still, you know, something that I proudly display in my collection.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there you go. That was we started off. We went this way for once.
I know it's nice. It's nice and agreeing too at the same time, which we don't have to. Actually, it's more interesting, I guess, sometimes when we don't. But it's nice.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. This isn't a set. We do what we do. You know, you call it how you see it. I call it how I see it.
Yeah,
we're not a fucking hive mindset. You know, I'm sick of that, and I'm sick of the shit on social media of, like, somebody, a movie I reviewed with Steve, Frankenstein's Army. Somebody made a post about, if you don't like this movie, you is dumb and suck. And it was, you is dumb, DUM +SUK, if you don't like this movie. I'm like, fuck you.
Oh, that's beautiful. You don't even need to respond to that at that point.
Well, obviously, I respond. Look, anytime I see it, I respond with one of the reviews that I've done on the channel. So if somebody mentions a movie and talk about this, I'm going to comment and stick the review on just to get, you know. And they're like, oh, yeah, my brother only managed 5 minutes of the review. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, you're a fucking window licker. If you haven't got that attention span, there's no hope for you. That explains everything. Because at the end, yeah, I was looking forward to that movie. It had a great premise, but it was just poorly executed. And I just wanted Frankenstein, Nazi monsters fighting the Russian army and things blowing up. Instead, we got found footage shite. And nothing was utilized. All that work went into the props and the aesthetics, but it was just so badly done that it was wasted.
Yeah.
If I had just made it a movie, it actually would have worked better.
Right.
But
I'm so glad that phase is pretty much dead at this point. I fucking hate found footage.
Oh, it's shit.
It's so rare that it actually makes sense.
Sure, even the dickheads from Blair Witch Project, they're trying to cash grab for the 25th anniversary.
They got fucked though, so it is understandable.
They've had money since.
They haven't. They haven't. That's the thing. They got fucked, and that's why they're coming out right now and saying shit. Like, they didn't get anything other than a fucking dick in the ass from all of that.
Sorry.
So
they've done this
it's
a couple of times and they've had residuals since,
barely.
but they keep popping up. And instead, at what point, yeah, you got paid what you got paid. It's shit. But at what point do you move on and do other project? You know what I mean? And
Well,
they haven't
the
done
problem
anything
is,
since it,
so
really.
the problem is, it's just like any other job. Like, you should get paid what you're worth. And when you got paid pennies, comparatively speaking, like, no, fuck that. Fight the goddamn system if you can. Like, you absolutely should. Because the thing is, what they're doing is, one, trying to save their ass and get what they deserve, rightfully deserve. But also, if it happens, that's going to pave way for, Hollywood accounting to slowly start coming down a peg. Because that's the thing. Like, everybody gets fucked except for the people that are essentially worthless. Like, they're not creative, they don't
No, the
help in any way,
parasites.
shape, or form.
But
And
25
that's the
years
thing.
later, you're still...
They're trying to burn the system, which is something that all of us should want.
What I say about independent creators, people won't put their money hand in their pocket to pay an independent creator, but they'll go down to a coffee shop and pay stupid amounts of money for an overpriced fucking shite. It's people's fault. They gravitate towards, they want to be cool, what's popular, rather than actually enjoying stuff, and they won't put the effort in to look. Do you know what I mean? It's people's fault as much. I try as much as possible to find independent stuff. And most of the stuff is off, look at freaking, nearly 1,500 videos now. I've covered quite a lot of shit with all.
Yeah, at least a couple of things.
Yeah, and it's not all just the typical generic mainstream stuff. In fact, most of that's been avoided because it's been done. So there's opportunity there to find new movies, but you got to support them. And also the people making the movies have to make an effort. Like with this, you have to, it's not just a money thing. You have to make an effort. You have to have that vision. You have to actually care about making something good, not just shitting something onto a screen because you're getting a few wads of cash from a mediocre production company.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sorry, you won't get the fame and glory, but play the long game. But I think after 25 years, at some point, have they not moved on as in terms of build a repertoire? Or have they just hung that one movie they made? That's the impression I'm getting from them.
From who specifically?
The guys that made Blair Witch.
Oh. Well, no, that's the thing. Like, they got blacklisted. Like, they all just pretty much had to fuck off because, one, the success was before it even came out. There was the whole, you got a VHS of this, you saw it, there was a build up behind it. Then when people, when it was released, people realized, oh, this is just a fucking movie. This isn't real. And they're getting like literal death threats and shit. So a lot of them just kind of vanished, from basically the public because of, threats on their fucking life. And then to see how much they paid for it and were supposed to get paid for it and how much it was making, the numbers weren't fucking adding up. So, they rightfully are doing everything they can to get paid what they should be getting paid.
Just seems strange 25 years later. It just seems to be every anniversary.
Well, that's the thing. That's the egregious part, is the fact that it's 25 years later and they are still trying to get paid for a fucking job that they did.
I don't know. Sometimes you have to, like, for your own mental health, you need to cut your losses. Like, and it seems
I mean, that's thing is, though, somebody owes you a few $1 million. Are you gonna fucking let that go? I wouldn't. I'd fucking go after somebody with a fucking knife and a baseball bat if I had.
Yeah, well, I would do. You know what I mean? I would do that quicker than wasting my time in court arguing. Going back and forward. I would take that satisfaction and then go to jail with a smile on my face.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's sort of me. I'll talk to you after stream about stuff going on at the moment. You know what I mean? Funny that you mention it. But yeah, sending death threats, I just don't like. You hear I'm hyperbolic in some of the descriptions. Like, I'm happy if a lot of creators, especially the ones it's the ones that gob off, not the people that make bad shit. I'm happy if they fall off a cliff, but I'm not going to send them death threats. I don't give a shit about them.
Yeah, that's
at the end
fucking
of the day.
stupid.
Best thing to do, just if you don't like something, fucking walk away from it.
Yeah, exactly. And the problem with that too is like a lot of people go after either the actors or the directors thinking, oh, well, you know, this person's problematic, so this movie is bullshit. And it's like, you don't understand. Like, that is one teeny tiny piece of a fucking larger puzzle that made this piece of art. Like, because of you hating that one person, you're going to hate hundreds of fucking people that worked on this. It's like, you're fucking stupid.
But the same people death threats, and they actually think about going after, like, fucking get a life.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
That's nothing to do with the movie. That's just your fucking mentally.
Yeah, at that point, kill yourself instead.
Yeah,
I'm a very big advocate of that.
Yeah, if life is so unbearable, you know what I mean, do the natural thing. Yes, life is the great indulgence, death the great abstinence. But if you're if you look and you know you're absolutely worthless piece of shit, then fucking just do the decent thing. Fuck off.
Right.
But yeah, that side of things I don't get. I don't get the hype around the movie because it's your side of the pond, actually. You know what I mean? It was nowhere else in the world. It was your side of the pond. It was all like went mental over it. Everyone else was like, yeah, it was a thing. Oh, it was a gimmick. Cool. Moved on with their lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Didn't think twice about it. But yeah, you'd think if they were going to carry on, like, what are they doing with their lives at the moment as well? Like, I'd hate to think they put 25 years on hold over this.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's like you can't, you don't, but I mean, still, it's like someone owes you that much fucking money. That's always going to be a part of you, and always trying to get that is going to be a part of you.
Where actually that would be an incentive to build up your own fan base, and then.
Well, so that's the problem, though. Like, when you're going up against a major studio, like it's like going up against the mafia. Like, you can try to do something else, but the second they get their scent on you, like, you're fucked. They are going to do everything they can to break you down and make it so you can't fucking work.
Yeah, we've seen it today. You know, we've seen it today. I think the whole cancel culture thing is part of that. Normal people have come into their sphere. You know, Hollywood's cutthroat anyway, and they'll happily screw each other over. But ordinary people, as commentators, have come into that sphere, and they're getting treated exactly the same as some competitor or rival, or, you know, someone needs to be silenced. And it's a lot of people weren't prepared for that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you can still, we've seen stuff before. People just got a following behind them and just carried on plodding, doing their thing, you know, independently. And crowdfunded and everything else, you know, that's been around for over a decade now, that option.
Yeah.
So have they given up making movies completely? Or what? You know what I mean? I don't know the full. It just seems to pop up every time there's this movie gets mentioned.
Well, and I mean, that's practically speaking, it makes sense because, like, there's a, you know, the hype of it is coming back for whatever reason.
25th
so, of course, that's the best. Well, I'm talking like over the years, like anytime it's popped
up. It's like the 10th anniversary and stuff.
But yeah, so it's like it just makes sense. Like, it's in the cultural zeitgeist again. So why wouldn't you be like, oh yeah, you remember that? Well, you remember us. You remember what's going on. So I understand why it gets brought up at times like this, because that's when it's on everybody's mind. So why wouldn't you?
Yeah, because you think I don't know. I wouldn't like to think they've just spent 25 years obsessing over this and not moving on with their lives, because I'm sure the fat cats have barely given it a second thought.
Yeah, of course they don't give a fuck, especially because of the fact that they change places almost every 2 years. So it's like it's not even the same people that fucked them 25 years ago.
Yeah. There you go. That was a random tangent where we were just getting ready to wrap everything up at a high note, but it's like, yeah, but with all that shit continually happening, it is hard to keep faith.
It really is.
Just glad we have movies like this. At least the more we can find of them, the better. And like I said, the more we can champion people that don't go into the. If somebody has Hollywood stars in their eyes, just go away. Yeah, just go away. Go to other genres. And we'll support our own. Thank you very much.
Definitely.
There you go. So on a happy note, Remember, folks, keep updated with the channel, do the type of things. Until next time, keep it creepy.
Keep it horrific.